So with the release of Isle Weaver, we were given two weapons, Spinnerex and the Scyotid. The Scyotid is what I would call a shotgun, like dart gun, because when you punch, you kind of shoot out a shotgun spread of not bullets, but darts almost. It is a signature weapon of Oraxia and is unbelievably useful for support. As you see, when I alternate fire, I pull enemies together and they act like a ensnare from Korra, groups up the enemies and applies your element. So if you see, I have Toxin on this weapon thanks to being on my 4, so it innately applied Toxin. If I hop out of it though, it applies whatever element I have on there. Sometimes. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. And since it is a shotgun type weapon, it is given the same treatment. It is status on pellet. As you see, it's quite strong against some random adds, but how about a acolyte? I will see when an acolyte is here. All right, so the acolyte is here and we got violence. Good, we got a really, really good one. While the like secondary fire cannot really affect them, it can, on the other hand, still be used as a normal punching tool. And as you can tell, I mean, look at that damage. Not bad at all. Really good. And look, it has amazing range, and the amount of enemies it pulls together is based off its multi-shot. So the more multi-shot you have, the more enemies you will pull. I will see y'all back in the simulacrum where we can have a more simulated controlled test. So I will see y'all in the simulacrum. And we are here back in the Scyotid. With the Scyotid, it is a shotgun dart hybrid. So when it does its whole status, it is based off of your pellets or projectiles in this case. So the stats on the Scyotid are not bad. We have a 4 multi-shot, 40 magazine, 24% crit chance, a 2.4 times crit damage, and 18% status per projectile, 32 toxin, and 8 puncture, and the secondary fire having 8% crit chance, 2.4 times crit damage, 32% status, and 40 toxin. The unique trait on the Scyotid is that the alternative fire lobs a webbed snare that damages, paralyzes, and groups up to 8 enemies within 10 meters. The number of enemies afflicted is multiplied with multi-shot. When it comes to the build I've made, we're using Galvanized Diffusion, since on kill, you get even more multi-shot, Prime Target Cracker, Prime Pistol Gambit, Galvanized Shot, Pathogen Rounds, Frostbite, Lethal, and Prime Heated Charge using Cascadia Flare. Our stats are not that bad with 32% status, so you can consider this almost like a condition overload weapon, because it has such high status, you might as well run Galv Shot. And if you wanted to, you could run Crosshairs, but I don't see it as a necessary thing, since it's not really a crit weapon. The reason Pistol Elementalist isn't on here is because I don't have a spot for it really. If I wanted, I could technically take out Lethal Torrent for it, but then you'd be losing a good amount of fire rate and even more multi-shot, because then you drop down from 10 to 4.76. But I will obviously test it, and if I think it is necessary, I'll tell you. So let's go test this on some simulacrum enemies. And here are some level 195 Steel Path Orican enemies. So I did end up replacing Lethal Torrent with Pistol Elementalist, because I do feel, despite it having a marginal decrease in your speed, it does give a bit more of a beneficial change, because as you see, since we are doing innate heat, well, not innate heat, sorry, doing heat damage with Cascadia Flare, it does eventually scale a lot better. And if we mix it with Oraxia, yeah, that kind of just happens. And you see, it's unbelievably good at doing that. But what about some Scaldra enemies? They are what most people are fighting now, and well, still clumps them up the same, and yeah, there they go. I mean, look at that. It's chunking him. Oh, that's so nice. I think this is, if not one of the best secondaries they've given us, purely because it's a good mixture of a pistol, a shotgun, almost like a brawling weapon, and a dart weapon, because it does kind of shoot out these darts, and its utility. That webs up enemies and drags them together, and it works with Webbed Embrace. You can pull them into it. I say that's quite nice. But I'll see y'all over at Dominus X, so you can see how much it costs to get. And here we are in the Dorma Zone with Dominus Thrax. So to acquire the Scyotid, there is 2 ways. Doing the Isle Weaver Operation 8 Claw, or talking to Dominus Thrax and giving up some Scuttler husks. When giving up the Scuttler husk, each piece is 12, sorry. Each piece is 12. You need 2 gauntlets and 2 barrels, and then you need to pay 48 Scuttler husks for the Scyotid blueprint. It's not a horrible farm, and it's a lot cheaper, in my opinion, than the Spinnerex and Oraxia, who both want 75 to Soma for 2 pieces. Overall, I think the Scyotid is one of the best secondaries the game has been given to us and used by everybody. Overall, if I had to rate it against all of mine, I'd say it ranks in the top 5, if not top 3, falling right behind my dual Toxicist, and I'd say probably my dual coated Toxica. Purely for, well, personal reasons, because I love my dual Toxicist, and the dual codas are very good at spreading cold around and just being a vulnerability increaser, since they do give themselves their own damage increase. But if you guys want to see more videos like this, tell me down below. Tell me what weapons you want to see next. Tell me what Warframes you want to see next. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you in the next video.